Hello everyone and welcome back to the last HTML and CSS lesson on Codecademy. So yeah, as I said, this is going to be the last lesson of this. After this I plan on doing AngularJS unless I get any comments of you guys wanting to do anything else. And that is also what is suggested that you do by Codecademy. So other than that, congratulations for getting this far into the course if you have. And now let's just finish it off with the building a resume task, I guess. So what you'll be building? So we're going to be building something that looks a bit like this. It's going to be a resume page, as I said. So you'll be using your CSS skills to style an eye-catching resume. You'll need to call on your knowledge of CSS selectors, classes and IDs, margins, padding, borders and positioning to make everything look exactly the way you want it to. That said, this project will be relatively hands-off. We've put a demo resume in the editor, check the result tab, for you to use as a template, but you should feel free to style your resume the way you'd like. So just to say, I think that many of the tasks you can complete by just literally clicking save and submit without editing anything. But because I'm teaching you what to do, I am going to actually be putting code in. And for the very last task, so for victory, or was it 7? It's either 7 or 8. I am going to be taking this snippet of code and putting other things in, just to make it look better. You will see what I mean once I get there. So let's save and submit and start with lesson 2 or task 2. Laying out your divs then. First you'll want to create 4 divs. Okay, so we know what to do straight away. Here we go, shift home and there we go. 4 divs, 1 for the header, 1 for the left column, 1 for the right column and 1 for the footer. So on the HTML tab, so where we are right now, create 4 divs. Yep, okay, 1 with an ID of header, 1 with a class of left, oops, without the spaces, it sometimes doesn't like them, it sometimes doesn't care, and 1 with a class of right, as well as 1 with an ID of footer. And I left spaces again, I'm just used to that. And there we go. On the CSS tab, so switching tabs, give all your divs whatever styling you like. So all of them, we use the general one. We recommend giving them all a border radius of 5 pixels for that rounded corner look, so that just makes their corners slightly rounded. I will also give them a background color of slightly gray, and that is not how you spell background color. Is there a dash? Yep, okay. What? I don't know. Let's give them A. That should be grayish, maybe. Am I doing it wrong? Okay, I will come back once I figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm actually not doing anything wrong, I just forgot that I don't actually have anything on here because all I have is empty divs, so they're not going to show anything. I need to put either some text or give them a width to actually get something. So for now I'm just going to keep it as this so that you guys can see that they are actually gray. Maybe I should put them a bit lighter. No. Let's try yeah, that should be fine. Let's save and submit. Oops. Didn't I? I thought I did. Nope, I just misspelled it. There we go. Good. Moving on then. Sizing and color. And it did not remember what I had done before. That's very annoying. No, okay. I guess I'll just have to copy and paste it then. It's very annoying when it doesn't remember what you have done previously. So submit that, and let's copy the CSS as well and transfer it. So this is what you have to do if it doesn't actually transfer it over, because sometimes it doesn't at all, especially if you've already done it before and you want to redo it or something. So size and color, good. Now let's add dimensions and color to our divs so we can see them. So we're not going to need the text for this one, so we'll just remove it because we're going to be adding sizing and color. So you can give the sections of your resume any sizing or color you like. Feel free to look back at the first exercise in this project to see what sizing we used. So give your divs a height, width and background color. And I'm going to be doing that separately for the IDs and classes, or I mean for the header, for all of those. So, oops, pound. I think that's the correct thing, and then height of, I don't know, 50 pixels. I just want to test that I'm doing this actually correctly. Height and width also 50 pixels. Yep, okay. So header, that's the header. Then let's do the footer beneath. I will change the sizes later on. Actually, I'll change it right now. I think that I wanted maybe 100 pixels. Or no, I meant height 100 pixels. And width I want it all across my page, so I will not set any width. Oh, now that's a bit too big. 70? Still too big. Was 50 actually fine? Oh no, that's two of them. Never mind. Okay, 100 is correct. I'm just going to keep it at 100. There we go. And header can have a background color of, I don't know, red. And footer can have a background color of blue. There we go. And I'm not making a flag, I promise. And I still don't actually like the sizes of those. I think that I am going to go with 70 after all. That's fine. Okay, so we have those. Now we need to do the left and right. So that's dot left and also dot right. And seeing as I've left a space after the div, I will also leave a space here just to keep it constant. On the left, what do I want to do? I want background color of yellow. Does it have cyan? I hope it has cyan. I want the right one to be cyan. And no, I don't think it does. Cyan, that, I don't know. Okay, let's just do purple, because I just don't know the code thing for cyan, the hexadecimal. So now that we have done that, let's give them dimensions. So I don't know, height can be 170 pixels, and I need a colon there. And width, I will check what I want. And I put a semicolon there instead of colon. Silly me. There we go. Okay, width. Because I don't want them to be all across the page like they are right now. I want to set it to no, 100 pixels. Is that going to be fine? No, well, actually the left one can be 150, while the right one is, I don't know, a bit more, quite a bit more. Oh no, this is the right one. Okay, that can be the left one, and the right one can be 450. That should be fine. Save and submit, and let's move on. I think I did all of the tasks. Let's just make sure. Okay, yep. And I will actually come back after I have copied all of these over. Okay, so now that I have actually copied over the code, let's continue. Fixing your header. Great work, now it's time to fix your header. Literally so it stays put on the page as people reading your resume scroll down. So we learned this in the previous few lessons of how to do it, and we're going to be using it now. So if you read the first exercise of CSS carefully, you'll see we've snuck in a little trick for you, the z-index property. You can think of the z-index as a measure of importance. The higher an element's z-index, the higher it will be stacked on the page. Giving your header a z-index of 1, while not giving any of the other elements a z-index, ensures that your header will sit on top of your other elements and won't get stuck behind them. So what we need to do is, in the CSS, give your header a position of fixed and a z-index of 1. Fixed and z-index of 1. And did that actually work? I don't see the header there. Yep, position is fixed, z-index of 1. Which one is actually causing the problem? So this one is causing the problem. Yeah. Okay, I will come back once I see what's wrong. Okay, so actually quite a lot of people were having the same problem as I was on the forums. So I found this one person that had the solution as well. So you need to set the width of it. And the easiest thing to do if you want to span the whole page, which is what you actually want the header and footer to do, is to set it to be to 100%, and here I did the wrong thing. So if you set the header to headers width to be 100%, then it's going to span the full page, and you don't need to actually change position fixed or remove it or anything. I'm going to do the same for footer, so give it a width of 100%. And I spelled width the wrong way. There we go. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that is no, actually. Why is red of the page? Why is the header of the page? Someone explain that to me later. But for now, I think it's fine. So now that we have that correctly ordered, well, actually, I also want to make another change. I want to change the left's width to be, I don't know, 20% instead of pixels, and the right to be 70%, so that they add up to 90, and we will style them later on. I want a bit of space in between them, which is why I'm not setting them to 100. So start next lesson, please. There we go. And once again, I will come back once I have copied the text over. I said text, but I meant code, and I did it, so I copied everything over. So let's continue. Floating left and right. Excellent. Now your readers will always be able to see your header, so that's good. Next float your columns to the proper sides. So we want the right to be to the right and the left to be to the left. So just do that. Float left and float right. There we go. And I also must have done something wrong with the footer. When did it disappear? Did it disappear once I put that in? Or, oops. Left. Oh no, what am I doing? Okay, it's floating to the right. That's when it disappears. When I set the right one to be floating to the right. Oh, actually, I think I might know why. So we will fix that in the next task. To save and submit, and let's move on. Clearing the footers. Yeah, this is why. So I will come back once I have copied the code. So now that we have the footer the way it is, the footer I think is actually below the header. So we need to fix that. So let's go into the footer and clear both. There we go. So now we can actually see the footer there. And that is good. So moving on. So now that we have the basic setup, let's add headings, paragraphs and lists. So yeah, that is literally what it says. I completely made it up. Okay, so instructions. Include any combination of headers, any kind, H1 through H6, paragraphs and lists, ordered or unordered you'd like. Just be sure to include at least one header, one paragraph and one list. So I will put a list in the yellow, I will put a paragraph in the purple, I will put the other one, I will put a heading in the footer and another paragraph in the, no, I will put a heading in the header and another paragraph in the footer. So in the header, as I said, I will put a heading, I will make it H1 actually, /H1, and this is my amazing resume. There we go. That's one of the things done. So on the left, I'll make an unordered list. So we do that by doing UL and /UL as the closing tag. Then in between, oops, I also want to make sure that I'm doing the indentation correctly. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it saves some viewing time, or if you're looking at the program back, you can see what you've done. So li and /li, I will put a few elements, so I will put 5 elements maybe, and I will call them all element because I can't think of any better name, don't judge me, and I will give them a number as well if it wants to paste. There we go. And full screen, okay, I will fix that later on, I think, the fact that it's underneath that. It shouldn't be like that. Let's see, so clear, let's do left, clear left, maybe, clear both, nope, okay, I will fix that later. So I have that in my left, in my yellow. Let's put a paragraph in my purple, and my purple is the right, so let's do that. What do I want to put? This is a paragraph about myself and how good I am. Yay. So the same thing is happening with the purple as it is with the yellow. I will see what that is later on. So I'll just make that a paragraph so that it seems like a paragraph and there's more text. And then here I will just put another paragraph saying, well, actually I'll put a heading, a smaller heading, but I will put a heading. So H2. Thank you for reviewing me. There we go. And now we have done that. Let's hit submit and start the next lesson. So in this lesson, it's just congratulating us. So great work, you've created your resume using HTML and CSS, and you have also finished the course. You've come a long way since you first started. Go ahead and make any additional changes you'd like. Add or remove columns, reshape divs, you can experiment with border radius, switch up colors, change font type, and so on. So with the problem that I'm having with the header, that actually I cannot fix without removing the fixed here. So I will show you what I mean. If I do that, as you can see, that happens. If I do that, that happens. This is because if you scroll down, so let's actually make it so that I can't scroll down by adding something like /p, paragraphs. And actually I need some text in there as well. I don't think that it's going to work otherwise. So if I scroll down, that's always going to stay there. And right now, when I scroll to the top, it's covering up my elements. The elements, as you can see, are actually there, if you look closely. But it's covering them up. So if I really wanted to fix them, then I would either need to add things before here, so something like, I don't know, well, not without the text, the paragraphs without the text. So if I do that, it isn't working. There is also another way which I thought of. So let's submit to save it, and if we go into here, let's see how they have dealt with the issue. So they just don't have that. So let's look at the header code. Let's copy that over. I just want to copy that over to see what's happening in their code compared to mine anyway. So if you guys don't really want to watch anymore, you don't have to, because you can just save and submit from here, but I just want to finish it off properly. So if we look at Z index, we have that position fixed, yeah, width 97.5%. Okay, so I don't have that, but that shouldn't really matter. Margin top, oh, that's what they have, right? So that just moves up the whole thing. So I think that if I put that into my code, it is actually going to work. And let's comment this out so that it has no effect. And why is that still there the way it is anyway? I don't know. So margin top, nope, that did not fix it. Okay, height 60 pixels. Let's just see if I can fix it. Well, actually, was it fixed the way that they had it? Was my code fixed the way that they had it? Yeah, it is. And I just realized that I misspelled about. I spelled it with 2 O's. Whoops. Okay. Height, background color, margin bottom, maybe? Is that going to fix it? Margin bottom, 10 pixels. Or do I need both of the margin top and margin bottom to fix it? Let's see. Because we didn't really learn what those do. Okay, so you need both margin top and margin bottom to be set to those values so that it's actually fixed. So what? Okay, so this moves margin top up by minus 20 pixels and margin bottom down by 10 pixels, which means that instead of, okay, let's show this. So as you can see, there's a small space there, and that space can be used by HTML and that, or by CSS, and that actually makes use of it and makes it so that the page actually looks much better instead of covering everything up. It still covers up element 1 though, which is kind of annoying. Let's try changing that to minus 30. Yeah, the higher you put it, the more you will get, but also the more you can lose from the header. So it really depends. Let's try 36. Yeah, and if we move that to, I don't know, 20, I actually don't see much of an effect of that. 50? Yeah, I don't see much of an effect of that. So just experiment with that and you will see what works the best for you. So as I said, this is the last lesson of HTML and CSS. Next time we're going to be doing JavaScript in AngularJS, not just JavaScript, because we have already done JavaScript. And that's, I think, going to be much more interesting than this, because we're going to be using 2 things that we have learned, or actually 3 in a way, because we're going to be using JavaScript, HTML and CSS to make something interactive, like an interactive web page. And I think that that's going to be very interesting, unless you guys leave me suggestions in the comments down below. But other than that, thank you so much for watching this whole course, if you went that far. And until next time, please just comment, like, share and subscribe. Dislike if you didn't like the video, and tell me how I can improve for next time. And until that next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.